Claudia Flores. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys could tell from my title is story time, tell you more about my condition, because I know in the first video I talk about a little bit of it, but I want to go a little bit more detail. So if you're new, hi, I'm Claudia Flores. I was born with a condition called TOF, meaning Tetralogy of Fallot. So my condition, it is a rare condition caused by a combination of 4 defects that are present at birth. So a little bit more about that, the experience that I been having, stories that my parents have been telling me, well, mostly my mother, how she took care of me when I was younger, like a child. So I'll tell you what it is first, and I'll tell you the story, how my mother took care of me and all that stuff. So Tetralogy of Fallot, sorry, I'm going to be looking at my computer, by the way. Tetralogy of Fallot is a defect caused oxygen poor blood to flow out of the heart and into the rest of the body. The risk factors include a viral illness such as rubella, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but rubella during pregnancy, menstrual alcoholism, or a family history of the condition. The symptoms include blue tint skin and shortness of breath. Surgery are typically performed to the first of life, followed by the ongoing care. So let me tell you, we don't know how I got this condition, because if I know, part of my family, from my father and my mother, nobody has this condition at all that I know of. And I know my mother was not an alcoholic. I don't think my dad was an alcoholic. I don't think so, because I don't see him drink like that either. So the blue tinting skin, I was born blue tinted skin. Obviously, all baby, when they come out of birth, when they start screaming and breathing, they're blue, but they're turning reddish color. With me, I was still blue. Let's put it this way. When I was born, my mother told me I was born with my water bag. My water bubble, if you want to call it, never broke. My twin sister was ready to get out of there. I wasn't. She was more mobile than I was. And kind of funny, but not really, the doctor told my mom we're both healthy. But while she was still in the hospital breastfeeding both of us, she noticed that I was not eating. So she been telling the nurses, the doctors, that something's wrong with her, meaning me. So my mom told me that the doctors didn't believe her. They said she's eating fine, but my mom keeps saying, no, that's her twin sister. I'm talking about her. She's over there. All she wants to do is sleep. She's not active. She's not crying. She's not moving often, or moving like what a baby should be moving. So the doctors took me to do the analyzing, all the medical stuff to figure it out what's wrong with me. They realized I was born with a heart defect. They told my mother about it, to the point where they sent me to a professional cardiologist. And since then I don't know what they did to the point where I started eating. My mom did not tell me. She didn't tell me that much of details. But I know that getting a little bit older, I don't know how months I was that I had my first surgery. I have a scar in the back. That's from my first surgery when I would say 6 months. I could be wrong, but I know I was in some months. But I have a scar in the back on my left shoulder, on my back. And that was my first surgery. And then I was not gaining weight to the point where the cardiologist told my mother to feed me avocados, blended avocados. Disgusting. I don't like it now. Back then, I was eating it to gain weight. From that, I got sick of it. So now, whenever I taste the avocado by itself, it tastes nasty to me, like literally. So I don't eat that. Anyway, back to the story. So that was my first surgery, and then my second surgery when I was probably, I would say, 5-ish. I know I was still a child. I would say 4 or 5 years old. That was my second surgery. I have a scar in the front. The cool thing about that day, I still remembered. I was wearing what was it called? Those pajama dress of Lion King. And then I was supposedly coloring Barney book, coloring book. I was in my crib at the hospital. I was in a children's hospital from LA. I remember I was coloring. I was having fun. But my mom showed me pictures of that day. I told her, I remember that. She's like, how? You're like 4-year-old. And I'm like, I don't know. I just do. Like there's moments that you remember. Well, anyway, I had surgery that day. I was on the recovery. Coloring my book. Minding my own business. Having fun. Yeah. And then I know since that, or I think it was before that, but I know during that time I should be drinking probably, I'll say 3 to 4 medicine each day. And my mother was so consistently on it, because if she did not give me the medication, I will start turning blue, because my blood is getting thick and it will not flow correctly, so I will be turning blue. So my mom is always consistent, like giving me medication. From doing that, from my mom taking me to the doctors, giving me medications and everything, she will have days off, to the point where my cardiologist recommended from my SSI to get I don't know what's it called. I know it's not a disability. It's something else. I forgot the name. But it's for children. And pretty much it goes with her income. Like whatever income she has, the amount they will give her. So you know how that works. And so she gets those checks for me for, the days she gets off, or the days that she needs to go, to pay. Obviously, it will help for rent, because obviously she has to stop going to work for doctor's appointments and everything else. I would say 8, 9, 10-ish years old. I had my third surgery. It was in the front again. On that one, I do remember drinking one medication, and it was so good. Like, I wanted it more. It was so good. I can't explain it. That medication was so good. Anyways, I remember they opened me here, and I remember, I don't know if you guys know those little angels that has the hands like this, on the day of my recovery. And I remember my mother went to the gift shop of that hospital, the children's hospital, and she bought me a dog. It was a beautiful, sad dog. I don't know why it was sad, or like it was making the puppy face, like a puppy face. The puppies like make a face. You're like, oh, And oh my god, I don't know, but I had those 2 animals during my recovery. So from there, life goes on. children play. Being a normal kid, I could be a normal kid. It's not that I'm actually fragile. I was a fragile kid before, when I was 7 and 8. After 7 and 8, I could do what any kid could do. Anything. Because the doctor told my mother, let her do what she wanted to do. Don't treat her like she's a fragile thing. Get hit and all, whatever. Anyways, my last surgery that I do remember to the T is when I was 15 years old. I remember I have to go to Children's Hospital in LA with my mother. And I remember for the when we got there, me and my mother and my sisters, we got there, and they started to prep, like I had to change and whatever, and they had to prep like the needle thing to where the fluid will go. And I remember that. And then they asked me, I remember the nurses or the doctor, I'm not exactly sure, they asked me if they wanted to take a tissue out of me, if they could find, if they have if they could get a tissue from me to take a test to see why the children are getting this defect. And I was totally fine. I'm a type of person that I like to help others to figure it out, or help others to that they're not by themselves, because I know people have the same conditions as me. I never met them. I never did. And but I know people do have my condition. What was it called? So when I had to sign papers, and yeah, that's what was it. And then the only thing I remembered, laying on the bed, counting from 10 to 1 or 1 to 10, and I fell asleep. And then I woke up on the recovery. And from the recovery, my mom was with me the whole time. And you know what's cool about that recovery? I remember the TV could move towards you, and it could be a computer. So I always go on Facebook. During that time, Facebook was like a big module, like a big, trend thing, or whatever you want to call it. So I was on Facebook, talking to my friends, like I miss them. I wish I could go back to school. And cause I remember it was this surgery was during the summer, like end of summer, almost beginning to go back to school. And I couldn't go to school yet because I came out of surgery. And I was texting my friends, like, I miss you guys. I wish I could go back to school and see you, blah, 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 blah. And everybody's telling me how you feeling, all that good stuff. But anyways, from there, I had before, I think around my teenagers years, before I had that surgery when I was 15, I had to they changed my medication to pills, and I was drinking pills. So my whole life that I had to be doing is drink pills every single day, 1 pill every day, to make my blood to be thin. Because when my blood is thick, my heart is pumping is working harder. Makes sense? So I had to be drinking that medication. Well, like and subscribe and click the notification button, and see you guys next time. Peace.